Welcome to CT with CPD podcast. I am your host, Sharon Diggs. And today our educational therapy session is going to be titled, My Mind on My Money. So today I just want us to talk about, in our educational therapy session, the importance of financial literacy. And I also want you to be sure to go back and listen to Sessions 5's educational therapy session podcast titled For the Love of Money. Really good session. Definitely take a moment to go back and listen to Session 5 titled For the Love of Money. So when we think about money and we think about, or we ask ourselves the question, what is financial literacy? Financial literacy is literally a set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make an informed and effective decision with all of their financial resources. Now, you know and I know this would not be a CT with CPD podcast if I did not do some Did You Know facts. So did you know that every April is recognized as National Financial Literacy Month? And it was brought forth in 2004 is when it originated. And this day is has been evolved to focus on financial literacy and to ensure Americans have access to unbiased and trustworthy financial education to understand financial services and products. It is also important to allow people to have awareness of financial literacy and maintaining smart money management habits. Also, did you know the U.S. financial plan that there is also a U.S. financial planning month that is observed nationwide during the month of October, and they have on October the 5th a World Financial Planning Day. And what is financial planning? Financial planning is held in each October to promote financial literacy, to raise awareness among the general public of the value of financial planning. Did you know that there was a survey done in 2021 by Schwab Modern Health Survey, and only 33% of Americans said that they had written a financial plan. So we got some work to do, y'all, some financial planning. I would be honest with you, being a single mother of 3 kids, I really did not start focusing on financial planning. I'm a late starter with this, but I'm a believer. It's better there's never too late to gain knowledge and skills to be a financial planner or to start a financial plan. And so again, I started about 5 years ago, really working towards financial planning. And basically what financial planning is, or what it looks like, is we get a snapshot of our entire financial picture and we determine how we want to achieve short-term and long-term financial goals. These goals could include saving for a house, it could be college, it could be retirement. Another good goal can be ensure that your surviving spouse or children have financial freedom they need to become, to assist when you leave this earth. So these are things that we have to think about and we have to consider. I look back now and I think that I had started earlier. Again, like I said, I really just started really honing in on it 5 years ago. But the earlier the better. But again, it's never too late to learn about financial literacy and financial management. And why does financial literacy matter? Day-to-day expenses to long-term budget forecasting, financial literacy is crucial for managing the factors of our everyday lives. It is important to plan to save enough to provide adequate income for retirement while avoiding high levels of debt and that could result into bankruptcy and or defaults, as well as home foreclosures. Things that you need to know. Investopedia shares that there are 4 parts of financial literacy. The key aspects of financial literacy includes knowing how to create a budget, a financial plan for retirement, how to manage your debt, and how to track personal spending. Financial literacy can be obtained through reading books, listening to podcasts, subscribing to financial content, or talking with a financial professional. Currently, probably in 2021, I did get a financial planner to help me set up some high yield savings account, and also explaining to me the benefits of 401k. I mean, definitely it's always the fact that your employer is giving you free money to add into that 401k account. And there are 5 principles of financial literacy. And the 5 financial literacy is often thought of having skills and knowledge to manage money effectively so that you can best fulfill your goals. So according to the U.S. Financial Literacy and Education Commission, again, there are 5 principles of financial literacy. And the first one is to earn. We must understand our pay and our benefits to get the most out of what we earn, and take advantage of any workplace benefits that your company, like I said, that can match your 401k policies. The second financial literacy principle is to save and invest. Save for the future, like buying a house or retirement, and also creating a budget can help us start working towards our aspirations, even if you need to start small. And that's one of the things I said to myself. I could have been saving $10 a week. You think it has to be something big, but it could be as little as $10 a week. It does add up. And so whatever you can do to save, is better to save little than none at all. The third principle is to protect. Take steps to safeguard yourself in case unexpected emergencies, which can be costly. This includes accumulating an emergency savings funds. And they typically tell you should try to at least save 3 to 6 months for what they consider to be an emergency saving funds. And also making sure you have insurance that you need. Life insurance. Critical part of financial planning. The fourth principle is to spend. Be sure that if we're spending money, we want to be spending things on good value of our purchases and shopping around and comparing options. And one of the things is a lot of times people think getting a car, but as we all know, buying new cars once you drive off the lot, it depreciates its value. Susie Orman, who's a huge financial planner, I'm sure many people have heard of her or have seen her. She talked about if you did purchase a car, if you could just buy a used car flat out, or if you buy a new car, be able to pay it off in 3 years. That's a better investment. Just a recommendation that she recommends. The fifth principle is borrowing. Borrowing money enables you essential purchases like going to college or buying a home. When considering taking in a debt, make sure you are prepared to manage it. That is the hugest piece of when you take on debt, that you are able to manage it. Not all debt is bad. It also can help you grow your wealth by providing liquidity needs while investments grow. And that's the one when I talked about for the love of money, I talked about your credit score. I talked about what comprises in your credit score. So again, that's all about financial literacy. So I encourage you again to go back to session 5 for the love of money. And I do talk about and touch on understanding your credit score. So that's a piece of that when we're borrowing money that we need to know how to manage it. Also, what are some of the benefits of being financially literate? It allows us the ability to make much better financial decisions. We are effective management of money and debt, greater to equip to be able to reach our financial goals. We have a reduction in expenses through better regulation. We have less financial stress and anxiety. Also, 2, we increase ethical decision making when selecting insurances, loans, investments, even getting a credit card. And then lastly, the benefit is effective creation of a structured budget. I think it's important that we budget. I am really good at myself when I know that I'm like spending too much money, and I draw back. So I'm like, all right, you done gone too far, girl. You're spending way too much money. So it's important that we have some self-control and discipline when we are being financially responsible to be able to manage our money. And I always love, and I think about, for me, one of the biggest scriptures, and this is where I look at people, it's how we think about money, but I think about it from a spiritual perspective. And the word says that when you are faithful with little, much is given. So I'm always a proponent, and I tell people that God watches us, and if we are spending irresponsibly, he says, well, how can I give you more if you aren't being responsible with what I am giving you? So that's important for us, is we have money and we look at what we earn and how God blesses us through our jobs and how we spend our money. We have to be cognizant of how we spend our money. And then, so I'm going to end it with this. Financial literacy is a cornerstone of wealth creation. It's not all about how much money you make, but how you make, manage, and grow it. So think about that again. We got to make money, we got to manage money, and we have to grow our money. One of the things that many financial advisors would say and tell you is that every dollar should have a job. So making sure your money is working for you. Being financially literate is a skill that brings forth an assortment of benefits that can improve the standard living for individuals through an increase in financial stability. I will say it again, I know that everybody has different levels of where you are financially, from your job, from your income, but I still encourage you to learn about financial literacy, find ways to save if you can, if it's small amounts, $5, $10, whatever you can do to possibly save, and then find yourself to be able to invest when you can. Make sure you have life insurance. If your job offers life insurance, get it. Get it. I strongly encourage you, again, to take heed to all the benefits that an employer provides to you. Will definitely help you with managing your finances and being aware of all the different attributes of how you can make your money work for you. So, with that being said, I'd like to thank you all for joining in on this podcast, My Money on My Mind. And again, remember that when we are faithful with little, much is given. God will provide. So you have to trust the process, and you have to trust that God will see you through, that he will give you exceedingly and abundantly more than we can ever ask and imagine. So again, thank you for tuning in to this week's educational therapy session, My Mind on My Money. It has been a pleasure sharing this educational therapy session with you. Look forward to our future therapy sessions, and I want you to take care and be blessed.